WBSU Bulldog Nation Radio, streaming worldwide from your favorite HBCU, Bowie State University. And I am here with some very special guests. Go and shout out my co-star,
Big Car, y'all already know what it is. Coming back again. We're going to have a very interesting and fun, exciting interview today. And I'm going to take it back to you.
And you know, we got another very special guest hailing all the way from Baltimore, Maryland. We have the Great Dame.
What's going on?
How you feeling, big bro?
Great. I feel cool, man. How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling pretty good. You know what I'm saying? It's hot outside. You know, school's back in session, so you know it's always a fun time for me. But as everything we do with the bold ones, we always do our mental health check-in, which is on a scale of 1 to 10, your mental capacity, your family on a scale of 1 to 10, and you also do your business on a scale of 1 to 10. Let me go ahead and move this thing out your way. I want to make eye contact. We were talking about this because this is important. You know what I'm saying? So, who wants to go first?
Our guest.
I'll go first. So the first one was my mental.
Your mental capacity on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being bad, 10 being good.
I say 10 right now. I feel good. Feel me? I appreciate y'all energy y'all have in this room.
Of course.
Energy. Even everybody not talking right now. It's all love in here. And I got a lot coming. You feel me? I know we're gonna talk about that. What was the second one?
Family and business on a scale of 1 to 10.
Family, definitely a 10. I feel like me and my guys, my blood family, all that is like closer than ever. Feel me? You have bumps in the road everywhere in life, but like
as any family do.
Yeah, you feel me? At a time right now, I feel like we super close. For real.
What about you, Kari? Oh, he ain't doing. You want to do the business? Go ahead and do the business too.
Oh yeah, the business. Yeah. I'm gonna give that like a 8 right now because I'm about to start my LLC.
Okay.
And, it's gonna be Greater Nothing Entertainment. Feel me? Just pushing the image of like if I'm great, you great. I call myself Great Dame. Just making everybody comfortable with tapping in with their greatness because everybody got greatness within them. It's just like if you choose to tap into it or not. So trying to make it like a different perspective of not being like arrogant, like oh he think he great. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm great, you great. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you. Okay, Kari, what's your 1 to 10 mental capacity?
Everything for me is good. I'm 10 all around.
All around?
All around, mental, family, business, all of that.
Okay. We got let's shout out her business because, you know, go and shout out your business real quick.
You all can follow my business page. I am a body contouring technician. I host. I do a little bit of everything, like music industry-wise, so I'm just all up in there.
Yeah, because we got Baltimore in the building right now.
Right. Personal page, AKARII__, and my business page is in my bio.
But yeah, since we're still talking about mental health, I want to ask you a personal question. Do you create a safe space for you and your guys to come together and like, you know, talk about any issue that y'all have in your personal life?
Yeah, that's just like every day. It's like you can be anywhere. Well, it's a time and place for everything, but like if they gotta pull me to a side, if it's that urgent, like. Or you could just feel the vibe, like energy don't lie. Like we real big on that. Like you could just feel the vibes of things. So
yeah,
if I feel like for example, like if I got like a show or something like that, and I know one of my homeboys got a lot on his mind, or he might not leave the city a lot, or he might not just do a lot. You feel? He still got stuff going on. He's got his own stuff going on, but he just need like a little vacation or whatever, like a mental break. Like I'll definitely be like, yo, come to Boston with me, come to whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just.
Because, you know, in the black community, we don't really have, we don't have a lot of that going on. We don't really, we don't talk about, you know, our feelings and stuff like that. That's like, to us, that's whack, you know what I'm saying? So I like to, you know, for me, I like to create a safe space for everybody to go sit down and be like, hey, I want to, how is your mental doing right now and stuff like that? And are you creating do you have a safe space for yourself to go and talk, you know, just in case, you know, you're not feeling 100% all the time? Do you have a safe space where you can go and you can do that? And then are you creating that for your campaign, for your peoples?
Nah, yeah, for sure. For myself, I would definitely say, like, other than music, like I write songs like a lot. Like I make a lot of music. Like I got songs that I know I'm not going to drop, but they just for like my mental, like just to cool it or something like that. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
The other one you said for others, like.
Yeah, like for your friends and stuff like that, or even like if people come to you, you feel as though they got a lot, you know, heavy on your heart, you know.
So I got this thing called Great Tapes that I'm doing. So it's like every Wednesday on like my Instagram or my YouTube, I got this little docu-series, and I try to like make others the focal point, even if they like what they say like regular Joes or something like that. But like just finding like little inspirations in other people. I got a friend like Brandon Woody, like he just do jazz. That's all he do. He just play the what is the instrument? He play like the saxophone or something like that. Like, you feel me? But it's like, that's hard.
Yeah, like, you know, it's a place for him somewhere. It's a place for him somewhere.
Yeah, and I got friends that like, I got a friend like Winwood Curry. Like he just write books all day. Like that's his thing. You know what I mean? And people don't really even pay attention to people like that for real.
Are you going to incorporate that in any of your albums that you might make? Because I think that's like a
really Big Bro can play the saxophone in a couple tracks. Yeah, you know,
I'm trying. So I got my man's. We can't see him right now, but my man Zay Blaze is here. He be singing.
Shout out Zay Blaze.
Yep. From Hampton University, correct? Yep. Yes, sir. Yeah. I heard a lot about him. I stepped on Hampton campus a couple times. I know about him.
He got a studio. He be besides us making music together, like he definitely records me, and like we've been trying to get Brandon and me and him on a song, do a bunch of stuff. Okay.
And so before we start getting into music, I want to pretty much touch on your early beginnings, early life and stuff like that. So go ahead and tell the listeners where are you from right now. Right, go and give us the little background.
All right, the background. So I was born in Brooklyn, New York.
I was about to say because I hear the New York accent or something.
Nah, he visit New York a lot. I keep up with the times. He be in New York a lot.
Yeah. I wanted to hop on it, but I was like, I don't know.
We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that.
Right. So when did you leave New York then?
I left New York when I was like 9 years old.
Okay, so you left New York, and where did you move to after that?
Then I moved to Baltimore, like East Baltimore, like you know what Garden Village is?
I do.
I used to live in Garden Village when I first came here.
Oh, you was down there.
Yeah, I was down there. I was down there. A lot of people don't know that I was down there. But I went to a boarding school in Maryland called the She School of Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A lot of people done been there.
Yeah. I never. That's above me. Right. You probably know more about that than I do.
But that's how I met like a lot of like my friends now that I'm like super close with. Cause like I did college already. Like I was like 10 years old living with a stranger already. You feel me? But it was a vibe though. It was like, it wasn't like you was in like ill company. It was just like a new experience. You know?
Okay. So did you ever go to college?
Yeah, I went to LaSalle University.
Okay. And where's that at?
That's in Boston, Massachusetts.
Boston. Okay.
Okay. Boston is cold.
Yeah,
it's real cold.
No, for real. Like Boston is really cold. Like I'm trying to tell you, I never felt so cold in my life. And I know it's colder places I'm not gonna go. You feel me?
Yeah,
but
nah.
Boston is dumb cold.
Cause you be seeing that like the NBA players be talking about the environment and stuff like that. So it was a PWI or HBCU?
It was definitely a PWI.
Okay, so
Yeah, I don't know.
But
Boston,
I'm not gonna lie, but Boston is mad culture. Like
I
met like
tell me about it.
Cape Verdeans for the first time.
Okay.
Mad Haitian friends I have now. Friends that speak
It's probably
Creole
like a little.
stuff.
It's probably like a little niche that you probably don't even know, because like when people hear Boston, they just kind of hear like, okay, like you people, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Mad
cold,
people saying that to
and
me.
not too many of our color there or whatever. So
But
I
it's
feel
mad
like,
of us over there, and they're like it's super dope over there. But I definitely but I feel like I still got the HBCU experience, not fully, because I would always leave. Like I was never on my college campus. Like every weekend I would go to like New York to do acting classes.
Okay.
And then like or go get my hair cut. You feel me? Because I don't trust like
you can't really come down. You can't. One thing about us, we do not cheat on our barbers. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Because also, reason I asked about whether it was a PW or HBCUs is because I brought you on to this is the HBCU, one of the oldest HBCUs in Maryland. So I wanted to see. I want you to get the experience. I didn't know if you went to college or not, or if you went to a PWI or HBCU. I wanted to show you what.
I kind of wish I did go to a HBCU though, for sure, because it's like I just love being around like black people, black kids and stuff like that, and like
the vibes was outside though.
I was
about
to say it's different.
Yeah, it's definitely different. The vibes was outside.
Downtown Boston though, it was like it's just real life. It's like forget a college. Now it's like I'm just outside with a bunch of people, like, and it was shout out to my guys in Boston that was like holding me down, making sure I was good and stuff too.
Yeah, how did Boston actually? I have a question.
Go ahead. I want to ask you a question. I want to ask him about he's talking about going from Boston to New York. So I want to ask him about New York. So go and ask him about Boston before we switch from Boston.
Because I'm about to come from the New York to Boston.
Okay.
So being that you were kind of, I'm gonna say you were floating back and forth, because technically you probably never want to leave New York. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, I didn't really have a choice when I left New York. You feel me? So like, it was just like I'm about to stay in New York at 9. You feel me? By myself, or you about to go where your
I
mom's
got
going.
you. I got you. How often did you visit New York, and what was the scene there? I'm gonna say versus Boston. Like, was it different scenery? Was it similar?
Yeah, I actually learned that the same person, and this is crazy. Somebody could fact check it for sure. But I don't have no names, but if you just Google what I'm about to say, it's like 2020. It's about to be 2022. So you feel me?
Okay.
Technology is crazy, but the person that did the architectural design for Boston is the same person that did the architectural design for New York.
So you was home at home.
But look, that person
Pretty much.
that did it, that person that did both those architectural designs is from Baltimore.
So it's like that's
Okay.
weird.
That's crazy though,
That's
right?
weird.
But the cities look the same kind of, but like Boston looks more so like old and new at the same time. It looked like a movie.
Okay.
New York is just New York. It's like nothing.
So
like
since you compared the Boston to New York, how is New York different from where you was raised at in Baltimore, Maryland?
So Baltimore is like a lot slower paced.
Since he did come from Baltimore, so you know how's that scene out there? How does that
Out there right now, Baltimore's getting like an ill music scene. Like
Right.
we got guys like Butch Dawson, myself, guys like Bill Call Boomer, like just creating a scene. We got this this DJ scene that's like really helping the artists, and like it's starting to like get more political and less like just senseless, if that makes
Right.
sense. You get what I'm saying?
And then artists just trying to do it by themselves. Do you feel like you're supported in Baltimore, I would say? Or you have some type of supportment as an artist? Is that like what I'm getting? Or
Like in Baltimore, like I don't have like a like everything I do is a movement for sure, but like I wouldn't say like I could still walk around in Baltimore. Like in New York, it's different. Like certain places in New York, like somebody gonna come holler at me or like be like, "Oh, what's good? How you doing?" Like,
right.
you feel me? But in Baltimore, it's like more low key. Like,
okay? So before we start going into music, I want to know, since you've been, you was raised in the DMV area. Let's talk about our favorite spots, because DC, Baltimore, New York, all
I like
that.
DC. I love DC too. Rest in peace to Chucky Thompson. When I used to go to his studio like every weekend, like recently, and we was about to actually go to LA together to do some music. But he passed August 9th, you feel me? So rest in peace to him.
Rest in peace, him.
Shout out to his family. But DC is lit because he had me lit in DC. Like he showed me go-go music.
Oh yeah.
We was
How was
recording out
that?
there.
Like,
It's definitely
especially if you've
definitely
never been
different from
exposed to that, how was
it's
it when
definitely
you first
different
got
growing
hit?
up in Baltimore and then going back and forth backtracking to New York and stuff like that. When you come to DC, it's a totally different vibe. You know what I'm saying? So
Now,
how was
DC,
that for you?
I like the that song. I forgot the band name, but the Sexy Lady song.
That's
That's been my song for a minute since I was young.
UCB, correct, ladies? Is UCB?
Is it UCB?
Is it UCB? Oh my God, ain't got no DC girls up in here.
It might
God,
be. I don't know, but he showed me some older DC go-go stuff that was hard.
Look, we still play that to this day. And
Yeah, that song is a smash.
Yeah, you heard that and your mind went crazy.
he was like,
Wow, what are those drums doing?
that's a lot of people's like first time, they first favorite. I'm like, yeah. When I think of DC, I think of this song, or I think of Mumble Souls. I think of a certain type of stuff. And since we're talking about music, Carl, you want to start off the music? Or you want me to start it off?
Okay.
I know you got a lot of questions for him.
I do. We have a lot of questions.
It's all good.
Okay, so if we want to jump right into music, I want to start with your name. Where did you get your name from? Did you name yourself? Did you have an inspiration? Like, was it someone that maybe it was a nickname? Like, tell me what your artist name means.
Great Dame. So Great Dame, I just like tapping into your greatness. I feel like everybody is great at something. Mine is like, or multiple things. You might be great at a bunch of stuff, but honestly, like how I came with the Great Dame stuff, I was listening, like when I was doing music, my friends was like, yo, this is mad cinematic. Like this sound like being a movie. They was like, this is great. Like, this is, like everybody was like,
everyone said great.
I wasn't even saying like great on my songs and nothing like that. It was just like, Dame. I wasn't even doing like mad intros, and they was like, yo, you gotta say great. You just gotta say it.
Was there a name that you had before the Great Dame?
I was definitely running with D-Rock, like for my dad's name, but I was like, I had to like find my own like lane, because it's like a lot come with that name. You feel me? So it's like I gotta
don't say too much. So don't say too much. I got a couple questions about that, but don't say too much.
Okay.
But I was going with like Lil D-Rock because I've been rapping and making music since I was like, I made my first song in the 5th grade.
So that's when when you knew rapping was going to be like your passion?
Yeah, I just knew it was for sure. Like at that time, of course, like, I thought it was like going to like the NFL, the NBA at that time, like when I was mad young. But like I knew like rapping was like, I like music. I was listening to jazz music young. Like I was used to listening to
it
like,
just intrigued you. Like you were
I just love
like
music.
Really interested. Yeah. So what were or are some of your favorite places that you like to perform in, even if it's just, you know, I feel from you probably some like
I'm sure you. I mean, and still, you know, me and you have been in talk for a while. I know you got a couple of shows and stuff that's coming up. I know you did. You know, you was up on stage with Lil C's and them.
Oh yeah, in Cambridge.
Yeah,
Maryland.
you know what I'm saying. You know, so
That's
you got a lot
vibe.
of you've been you know. You was, I'm sure you was back
big.
when you was in college. You was leaving Boston to go do shows and stuff like that. So
I ain't gonna lie. Back then, I was really on my acting vibes. Like I was on this show called The Deuce on HBO for like an episode, episode and a half.
we got a round of applause for that.
But that was mad fun though. You feel me?
Right.
But
that's all right.
that was like really on my acting bag. Like I was going to classes OD because I was like I want to have like, you know, just be multi like talented with that
big
artistry.
repertoire and stuff like that. Okay.
So back then I was just really leaving to go to acting classes, get my hair cut. That
Okay,
was the
so
only two things.
what was your favorite? So since you've been on stage and you've seen, you know, you've been on stage with a lot of different artists and you've been performing along as well. What is your favorite state to perform in then?
My favorite.
Who shows you the most love?
The most love, definitely New York. Just because it's like, on top of the people that mess with my music, my family gonna come too.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
And they gonna bring their friends.
yeah, then they gonna bring their friends and stuff like
yeah.
that. But I definitely like just, I want to tap in more with colleges because I feel like that's how you really
welcome
live
to Bowie
forever.
State.
You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna definitely tap in with y'all. Just all HBCUs for real.
So what influences your music the most on like any type of level that
Like, you know, like
wanna think
what's
about?
like when you think about your music, what's the vibe that you giving off? You know.
Shoot, hopefully it's like bigging you up vibes, like make you feel. I just want to move you anyway emotionally, like
That's
you know what I'm saying?
right.
Like, cause
I
I can't even
feel
make
that.
music unless like I'm moved.
Until you locked in.
Yeah, I gotta be moved. Like I don't just go to the studio and be like, I'm about to do a song. Like I don't even write no more. I just really just
Straight off the-
freestyle.
straight
Like,
off the
he'll
dome.
tell you, I swear on everything.
Straight off the
I'll
dome.
freestyle like 5 songs in a session.
Okay.
Like it might take like 6 hours or something like that.
Do you
7
have any
hours.
people that you would like to collab with or anything?
Or
Or
any-
are you collabing with anyone
Yeah,
now?
for sure. Right now, me and Christian or King Combs, me and him got like a couple songs, like 4 or 5 songs.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, he real wave. He definitely real wave.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Are you excited?
That's
about that?
that's
Zay
definitely-
Blaze, Jay Holmes.
You know, Zay Blaze gonna have Hampton on
You know
lock.
who
Yeah.
Flea Ghost is? Flea Ghost?
No, I don't.
Got tapping my man's Flea Ghost.
Was you-
got a
was you
song
there?
With, Brent Fires.
Okay.
What's that song called? Dang, I can't think of the song, but it's fire though.
If it
For
was
sure.
Brent, I know it's fire.
So was you there when Zay Blaze when you was performing at Hampton University? I heard rumors about that.
Wait, you heard about that?
Yeah, of course. Come on now. I'm global, man. I've heard stories about you, man. I've heard stories. Yeah, definitely. Was you on stage when you was performing? at
Nah,
Hampton?
I didn't know him at the time in
Oh,
college.
man.
You feel me? We actually linked up because my cousin Kai and him went to the same school.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then,
yeah. Kai Cash.
I actually met Zay in like LA first, and then I seen him in
Okay.
Atlanta, and then I found out in Atlanta he lives in Maryland. So it's like, dang.
meant to be,
It's like ain't no way, ain't no way.
What would be like your best and worst advice, I would say, as an artist to give to other artists that may be listening to your interview right now? As far as, like,
Whether
your
it be
collabs and et
and what
cetera.
and we can touch on multiple different subjects like best and worst life advices and also just music wise, like, you know, Big Homie told you you need to think about it this way, and like that was the best advice you heard as well. You know what I'm saying? So you could touch on like best life advice and best music advice.
All right, so best life advice, I would say, like, not to be like religious or spiritual or whatever, believe what you believe, love who you love, you feel me? But like, I feel like you got to pay attention to the people in your life because everybody's in your life for a reason.
Correct.
You feel me? Like for the instance, the Chucky Thompson situation, like, we, freaking, with Chucky Thompson, like, he was there for like a period of time. Like, we just started locking in, but it was like he was in DC that whole time. And it's like, even though I was there like every weekend, it's like, dang, I wish I made more trips down there. We could have knocked out more songs because I know how fast I work. And then it's like he was busy doing like work I can't like talk about because it's like eventually it's gonna come out and you're gonna see his name on it. And it's like it was just hard just to see that. And like now I'm thinking like, dang, I know how to do that just from watching him do that. And I could ask a question to somebody that's here still that's doing that right now. You feel me?
Okay, and
So, just
what
pay
about,
attention to like the people in your life.
So is that go into life and studio or just life in
Studio,
general?
I would say the studio, don't force nothing. Like, and with the music, like don't force no relationships. Like, make sure everything genuine, because it's like I didn't deal with like a lot of like industry stuff. Like people could get blinded by money or like just like egos and stuff like that. But it's like you just gotta have a genuine relationship.
As an artist, do you ever get frustrated at yourself? Because I was saying, like, as like when you just said genuine relationship, I know that sometimes artists, you hold yourself back. And I think that it's actually very, I'm commending you at this point, because a lot of people find it hard to just go off the dome and just spit, you know? And so, and I know like studio time, everything is money.
Yeah, everything is money.
What I'm saying? So if you
paying,
go there,
you paying for 12
and your
hours of studio
line is not
time,
even
you
right.
know.
You just going there, just catching a vibe.
So everything is like preparation. So like I am freestyling, but I didn't listen to the beat for 5 days, 10 days straight. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so now I just know the
you riding the V and you hearing the music like, all right, you know.
Like I didn't listen to the like I get like sometimes like all right. So producers, if you send me a pack, try to keep it like 10 and down, because sometimes I get like 100 pack of beats from like mad different people. So and then I just spread them out to my homies for real. I be showing love. If I know they rap or do music, I just be sending out beats for real.
And whoever hop on,
yeah, just
that,
hop on,
you know
just save me a verse or something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
That's cool. So what drives you the most as an artist then? Is it the influencers? Is it yourself? Or is it like
fan?
where you want, right, your fans? Or is it where you want
is it
to
the
go?
is it the big homies that reach out to you and be like, yo, I'm listening, I'm tapping into what you got going on?
That'd be tough. I ain't gonna lie. That'd be super tough when people you don't expect just be like, might DM you, or like you'll be out and about and you didn't know that person was there.
You feel me? They know your name.
Yeah, for real. Like I swear on everything. Like I was in a Rock Nation building because I be modeling for planes and stuff. Okay. I'm still trying to you feel me, get that off the ground, do more. I'm trying to content create for them, all types of stuff. But, okay. So I walked in this room. They was giving me a tour, and I just walked in this room, and then there was Benny the Butcher.
Oh wow.
And Jay-Z. He was signing his Rock Nation deal that he has right now for management. And I was like, dang, this is kind of crazy. Should I like leave? Or like,
you know what I'm saying? Am I allowed to?
Yeah, it's kind of too late. But I had if y'all know who Emery Jones is, I had him with me.
Okay.
That's like a guy that used to like do a lot of business ventures with Jay-Z. That's like his childhood best friend.
So you kind of had that, you know.
Yeah, but I walked in on some stuff though.
Right.
Yeah, but it was just crazy that he was like, oh, what's good, Dame? You feel me? I was like, oh, it's like, you know, that's like, that's kind of crazy. I was like,
that's big homie, that's Hov, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. It's like, you know, that it don't.
And it was cool how he was mad chill, like, because I did kind of like, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to go in that room. I just thought we was all going that way, and I just bust in the room. So I was like,
Was you nervous?
I definitely was nervous right there.
I'll be shaking in my boots right now, like, man. If that man walked in.
It was just loud music, and then everybody looked up, and I was like, sheesh. I was just like, but I just kept walking in. I was like, I can't stop walking. So
you know, it's like, well, I mean, I'm acting like I belong here, you know. Exactly. But since we're talking about the studio and you talking about Rock Nation and all that, do you have any pre-studio rituals that, you know, when going in the studio, you trying to, you know, you got that 12-hour block. Is there anything that you do beforehand to get prepared mentally and shoot, maybe even physically, you know, to get prepared to, you know, drop, you know, some super hot fire?
Shoot, I don't have no ritual like that, but like in the studio when I'm with like,
you don't bring the vibes through?
My CYN guys. Oh, not for sure. Like that's implied. Like that's a part of it. Like
it's understood. Yeah, you gotta bring the vibes through.
Have the good vibes and stuff. But like while we in the studio, if I'm like with my homeboys and stuff, like somebody just start doing push-ups, they'll be like, it's just like a push-up contest. Real quick. Like, it's just like different stuff. Like it just
you got guys doing. You know, everybody's in the studio doing their own thing, and it's like he's just in the back rapping. You know, he's doing his thing, and then we over here doing push-up competition. You got people.
Once I get out the booth, all right, now it's my turn to do push. Like they gonna let me know, like
you be like, you 15 behind, big bro. Like what's going on?
So I would say that's probably the most like common thing that's happened for real. But other than that, I just be going to the studio and just cooling it for real.
Is there anything that you think that you do different that makes you stand out from other artists? as far as like what you do to pregame,
especially
anything like that.
You know, you have a lot of influences as well. You was in Boston, you was in New York, you was in Baltimore, so you have a lot of influences, and then you have a lot of family from New York, and you got a lot of people that you interact with. So what really separates you? Like, go and talk a little bit about that.
Sure, I feel like it's always more places I can improve for sure, but probably like my work ethic. Like I could really, like, no lie, make like 5 songs a session. Like 3 is like really if I didn't messed up, like I had a bad day technically, I guess, if you want to call it that. If I do like 3 songs, then like all the songs gonna be different. Like I approach it like, all right, I'm about to do this radio record, I'm about to do this strip club record, I'm about to do this record that's could be for a movie.
So you challenge yourself then. So you challenge yourself because a lot of people don't do that. They kind of just want to stay in one genre. So how do you get your mindset to do that? Because that's not easy.
Like you just gotta feel it. Like I said, like I'm not even going to the studio if I don't feel like being there all night.
Right.
Okay.
So then you just turn on the song and catch the vibe.
Yeah,
don't matter what it
is.
So,
like, look, he's shaking his head right now. Soon I'll be like, and I just need 5, 10, 30 seconds to hear the beat, just to know if I like it or not. Because like the energy gonna tell me if I like it. I know
and you like being versatile.
You feel me?
You like being versatile, right?
So on average, how long is like an average studio session for you?
So I was just in Philadelphia. Shout out to Aria Beats. He made Kai Cash the West. He made the song.
Eight, 7 hours. Go ahead and ask the next question real quick.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so I want to know, and I'm looking at my phone, y'all, because this is my little notes.
Right.
What has been like your favorite song to record? Because I'm guessing like you just be in a studio, and so you having such a large library of so many songs, being that you try to do at least 5 songs a day, right? Or
not like a day. It's like I don't like going there and be like, oh, I need this number. It's just like that's
right. But that's like the average. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just go with the flow. So is there a particular song on your repertoire that you like just the most? It just make you feel, like out of body experience.
Yeah, like your favorite song, like.
Shoot, I'm trying to think. It's definitely not even out yet because I got a lot of music. I've been making a lot of music just so I could like have the music ready.
Also, you've been doing a lot of visuals as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely a lot of visuals.
Shout out to Vibe Magazine for doing an article on the song.
Oh yeah, we're gonna highlight that as well.
That was hard. That was real hard. I'm not gonna lie. I was when they did that, I was just hyped. But my bad. What was the question again?
Your favorite song that you made?
Oh yeah, my favorite song. I don't know. I got a lot of songs that I made, but
you just got it in your backpack. You got all your songs in your back pocket.
I probably.
No. You don't have to.
he got so many songs.
He got so many songs.
He got so many favorites, man.
He got so many songs up his sleeve. Like
my favorite song right now is this song called Check. It's me, King Combs, and Nico Brim.
Okay, and that one didn't come out yet.
Yeah, it didn't come out yet, but we
WBSU exclusive.
Right.
We was just in New York doing that though. That's the most recent one, but
okay.
I've been banging that like for weeks now.
Get your mind
right.
Yeah.
And so since we talked about visuals, you do a lot of visual stuff. One of my favorite visuals that you did was Game 6.
Word.
So going into the incoming project, how important are visuals to you, and how do you decide which songs become visuals? Because you have a lot of visuals on there. So and we go on YouTube and you search them up, you can see pertinent almost there's a lot of songs that you did. You put straight to visuals. So what was your concept behind it?
I ain't gonna lie, I gotta dap you up for liking Game 6.
Come on, man, Game 6 was hard.
I ain't gonna lie,
was hard.
Nobody. I gotta start doing the credits more, but I shot and edited that video. Like,
you did?
Wow.
Well, I didn't shoot it. My man's Jerry Holmes. He also makes music. I was like, yo, I got a camera. I was like, yo, pull up, just shoot me real quick.
I gotta adapt you up too, because my first TV show, I edited and did all that.
That's
that
hard.
For mine
You
as
you understand.
I understand. Like that's why I
It
appreciate it so much.
time.
I say that's the most irritating thing that you ever have to do. So you're sitting down, going through the clips, like, yo, how do I want to edit this jump?
And then the guys like my man's Kai K Wells, that's on the song. They They don't even know what I'm doing. They like, bro, you don't make videos. I'm like, I'm trying to tell you, this about to be hard. And I'm like, just say that. I got the song dumb loud in like the condo we in the video. And I'm like, yo, bro, just mouth like K-Well's playing spades. They're really playing spades. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, just rap your verse.
And I also want to bring also in Game 6, there's a clip in the beginning. Is King Combs and y'all actually at the game, the Hawks game,
Real
and they're sitting. Brother Combs was sitting there playing 2K in the middle of a basketball. Like, mind you, this is the playoffs, correct?
Yeah,
it's the playoffs. He's literally in the middle of the playoffs, just playing 2K.
Oh,
and I'm just like,
okay.
How can I get money like that, B? I just want to know how can I get money like that?
We were all shocked when everybody thought he brought that. Like when I was reading like the comments and stuff, I was like, he brought that. It was already there. Like there was a PS5 there with 4 controllers, and it was just Game 6 on the sticks. You feel me?
Yeah,
like that.
And I'm just like, no way. Cause I seen it on like Shade Room and stuff like that. I'm like, this brother really playing while the Hawks is playing.
And you know what's funny?
And then you use it in your video. I said, man, this jump hard. I can't say nothing.
We gotta play the game right now. You be the Hawks.
He's literally like, yeah, bro. If the Hawks lose right now, bro, I bet you're gonna win on 2K. I'm like, yo, like it's no way. But that's one of my favorite videos. I really wanted to touch on that. I really like that junk. I be bumping that junk a lot.
Soon. Thank you, appreciate it.
But let's talk about the new project. Cause I know there's gonna be some songs on there that I definitely want to bump. Definitely excited for the visuals.
Got you.
And so let's describe the vibes of the new project.
So I'm gonna drop a mixtape. It's gonna be dropping from either like September to like next or October. In between that timeline, for real. I'm gonna drop a mixtape. It's gonna be called The Great Tape. I'm gonna have 5 songs on there. It's gonna be very like up tempo, very like go get your money, go party, go do what you like to do.
Cause we around getting money dudes, man.
You know what I'm saying?
All brothers around us getting money.
Just a moving energy. It's just very powerful. It's just you're gonna feel it. Like you're not gonna be able to sit still when you listen to it, or you're not gonna be able to not move your head or something.
So you getting out your seat.
Yeah, as it should be. Club bangers.
Whatever your comfort zone in, you're gonna be super in it. You're gonna be in your bag.
Oh wow. Are there any features on there?
I only got 1 feature on there right now.
Okay.
K Wells, he from Tampa, Florida.
Okay.
He also be with the CYM movement. And, he got a song out, Tank with Kai Cash and Chris Brown. So make sure y'all go stream that.
Breezy.
Okay, cool.
Sure.
So the inspiration is pretty much you being, you want people to go and just be great. That's the inspiration that you want for the new tape.
Sure. Like and I got a EP coming after that. It's gonna be called The Great Grind. That's gonna be like on all platforms. This first mixtape just gonna be like Spinrilla, Audio Max, SoundCloud, and stuff like that.
Okay, and then remember he was talking earlier about he was doing acting, and then earlier in the series he was talking about he got a Docu-Series. Right. So let's touch on a little bit about that right now. Let's talk about the acting. The HBO stuff. Yeah. How did you get in touch with that?
So shout out my man Jason. He also DJs. His DJ name is Spun by Sun. But he went to Baltimore School of the Arts for high school. Okay. And I've never been into like acting and stuff like that. But he was like, when I'm like super comfortable, y'all might see it today. Like he was like, yo, you need to act or something. Like you need to go do something.
Are you
like,
a funny guy or something?
Like,
Why you say that?
Like, I'm not like comedian funny, but I can make you laugh or something.
Okay.
You know, probably.
But you're able to hop into a role and do what it needs to be done.
Seen no lie, all our lives is a movie. It's just if you choose to look at it like that. You get what I'm saying? And he chose to look at it like that. Gave me some confidence. Was like, yo, I know this HBO role. They looking for some guys. You should audition. And then I was in LA at Christian's Love You Better shoot with Chris Brown. And I just went in like one of the dressing rooms, and then that was empty, and then
you just be walking in the rooms and stuff. My goodness, y'all see how my eyes just got? I'm like, you walking in another room?
Yeah, like he ain't learn his lesson from the last time. He did not learn his lesson.
I needed some privacy for the video.
Okay, I got you.
The audition tape.
Then they just gave you the role because you walked inside the room.
Yeah, I was. It must have been the energy behind it.
Right, you right where you supposed to be at.
Cause I see you and King Combs got a real tight you know.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Cause I remember, you know, me and you been, I've been watching you for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Cause you know we supposed to been had this interview.
Now, super way back.
Way
know,
back,
bro,
way
facts.
back. You
Yeah.
know, things get in the way, but we finally here. And I saw that you posted a picture and you had you and all your guys and stuff like that. I'm like, let me find out this guy famous. I'm like,
Nah,
look.
I be cool, man.
I'm
a
surprised you
regular
ain't pull up with the
person.
Rolls Royce in this joint. I'm telling you.
Nah, not yet, man. We invest in the check. We ain't flexing it just yet.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
it's
yeah.
time, though, you feel me? I'm definitely scooping everybody. We gonna go crazy.
Go ahead
in
and say
Royce.
that one more time for the listeners, because that's the best advice you can give them. Because everybody talking about flexing. Go and say that one more
Oh, yeah,
time for them.
We invest in the check. We not flexing it, man.
I like
trying to
that.
get
I
to
like
it.
that. I
Invest
like
in some
that.
crypto or whatever, like your niche is. Just study something that's YouTube and stuff. You feel me? Just educate yourself on ways to elevate yourself. For real.
Definitely. And then also the Docu-Series. What made you want to start the Docu-Series?
So I had a so the WPI wasn't the most lit. You know what I'm saying? As you can imagine. You know what I'm saying? So, but first and foremost, I was even there because I had a basketball scholarship. That's why I was there.
Okay.
Because I used to hoop.
You're supposed to be
I
a
said.
basketball player.
Yeah, I thought I was going to NBA. You feel me? I stopped growing. I was like,
Right.
I don't want to do this
Like,
like
I ain't
that. You
doing
feel me? I
that.
don't want to do this like that. Like waking up 6 a.m. to do yoga and stuff. Like, don't get me wrong,
yeah.
yoga is cool, but I'm not trying
Not
to do
your
that at
thing.
6 a.m. So the lifestyle really wasn't for me. But once I quit basketball, I just I bought a camera, and I don't know why I didn't start YouTubing or something. I could have been the first YouTuber or something like that. Because like I was making like vlogs just about the day, and at the end of the day, me and my homeboys would just watch and be geeking. Like we would just really be laughing.
And then you never like posted it.
Nah, we never
Oh my
posted.
God.
We
Like,
just laugh
You would
all
just
day.
you would just make videos.
And just start laughing, yeah, like mad footage, and we'd just be laughing all day. At the end of the day, be like, "Yo," because like some of my friends will leave, and then they not gonna know it. Like you feel so everybody
So
can see
everybody
what
come to the
happened.
house.
Like, yeah,
Just watch the video.
like dang, this what y'all was on today.
And then you never would have thought, like, you sat down and was like, you might, you know, because everybody else started doing Docu-Series and stuff. Like, man,
Yeah,
you might
that's when I
got
was like,
something
it's
here
time.
right now.
And then I
Because
started
especially
really-
when everybody in your camp is just nothing but
Right.
everybody just joking around. It's nothing but good vibes, and y'all actually doing y'all, getting to the money, y'all doing what y'all got to do and stuff like that. People actually want to see that.
Exactly, and it's like
I'm surprised you ain't do one today.
it's funny because I was debating if I should or not, but my man's that usually be holding the camera. He probably outside waiting for me right now. I don't
Okay.
know. We gonna get him when we get him.
Oh yeah,
You feel
I
me?
mean,
It's all
you don't
good.
never,
It's all love.
it's always.
But yeah, he was a little late, so it's like I could still get some content because like we could do like a little something in here for real.
Of course. And so we're talking about hip hop.
Mhm.
Hip hop has been around for probably about twice some of us has been
Man,
born.
forever.
For real, yeah.
So since we're talking about hip hop, what 3 hip hop songs define your personality?
My personality. All right, so I feel like I'll do like a soft song first because it's like we all gotta be intact with our
Okay, so
know what
you
I'm saying?
talking
Talking
about
about
you
sentimental. I'm
you got some
catching
Jodeci
Yeah,
up
yeah.
in there.
He's
So I'll
very
probably
sentimental.
throw like some Mary J. Blige.
Okay.
Anything off her first album that was produced by
Yeah.
Chucky Thompson for real.
Okay.
Anything off that, then Long Kiss Goodnight by Biggie. That song is hard. If y'all ain't hear that, look that up. You feel me? That's like a very rough song, very like outside song. You know?
Okay.
And then third, probably the prelude on Jay-Z's Kingdom Come album. I like that intro skit. Then what he talking about is just hard. He's talking about the transition from being like a young baller to a grown man for real.
Yeah.
I think that's tough.
Okay. And since we still on that, what is since you talk, a lot of the music you talking about is not, within the era that majority of listeners are talking about. So what is your favorite era of hip hop?
My favorite era, like mind you, I don't per se sound like none of the songs I just
Yeah,
said,
well, I'm just talking
feel
about
me?
you
But
personally when you in the car by yourself and you got
I ain't gonna lie, I listen to me all day in instrumentals. Like,
Okay.
I don't even listen, like, don't get me wrong, I like Lil Baby, Moneybagg Yo, like, cause
But what's your favorite era of hip hop?
my favorite era,
Because I like 2000. I like the
Yo,
2010s.
I ain't gonna lie,
Yes.
when 50 Cent was really hot, that's my favorite
Okay,
era.
when
'Cause
he
that
was up in the club and all that.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, it's really his like 21 Questions and
Ah, yeah,
and the
yeah, yeah.
freaking,
The world was different.
When Nori came out with
Not Trying.
when Nori came out with nothing, and he was
Yeah, it's like the energy
right,
was just so crazy. It's like,
right, like you know,
Yeah.
there's definitely a lot of bangers within that era. So yeah, so I would say that's like 2000 to 2005. I want to say,
okay,
yeah. You know, I kind of break up the
2005.
eras by periods of 5.
Yeah, 2000 to 2010 was like really lit.
Yeah,
like,
definitely. It's because that Nori Joe, he said, I said, boy, that Joe hot. 50 Cent was hot. Them Joes like, and we still play that to this day. That's definitely
and
like.
that's another thing. Like a lot of songs from that time is living today. You feel me?
Definitely.
That's
We
what
still
a
hear
key
21
point was.
questions.
Exactly. Like all
Still
the
here.
songs
Still
from
relevant.
that time.
Always will be relevant. I want to know, because a lot of songs that people create, like the 3 artists you even just spoke about. Some of them, they don't write all of their music, right? Because they always have like someone that helps them write their music.
like ghostwriting.
Right, or ghostwriters, right? And so I
How you
wanted
feel
to
about
know, how do you feel about ghostwriters?
And will
Even
you do it
today,
for somebody?
Even we all know today, not everybody writes their music.
Even
is
still
that
back
important?
in the day,
Right,
a lot of
and even
people
back in the
wrote
day.
for other people.
Right, but I know in the world of hip hop or in the world of
Lyrical
art,
rappers.
when
When it comes to
whatever,
lyrical rappers,
what I mean?
that's
It's like,
forbidden.
No. It's like
That's
no,
forbidden.
You cannot do that.
You know what I'm saying?
So how does that kind of like, does that influence you a little bit, or is it like are you more like to like the new era where it's like I don't care?
Nah, for me, like I write all my stuff. I have written for other people before, like and get credited and like get like paid and stuff like that.
I call next up.
But like, and I feel like if you like a singer, or like it depends on your artistry and the tone of your like that you bring in, and like the what they say, like the gimmick that you're bringing. Like if you're like a
the lifestyle.
yeah, if you're a battle rapper background, you're supposed to be writing all your stuff.
Yeah,
You feel
because
me?
that's the culture. That's part of the culture.
If you
Like
like
that's
an industry
forbidden. No matter no matter
yeah,
what.
exactly. You feel me? Like if we was outside, we saw somebody rapping, like battling,
and you're not
we
supposed to
found
pull out.
out
You're not supposed to pull out no papers,
no phones, no papers,
no
nothing.
papers.
You're supposed to
Everything
go.
off the dome.
Right.
Everything's off the
better
dome.
memorize it, or it better be off the dome. You better,
And it better be hot because guess what? We're gonna clown you if it's don't whack.
Right.
Period.
But
None
I
of
feel
that.
like if you're trying to make a record, then it's like you kind of need other people. Like, excuse me, some people don't really see the difference between like a good song and a record. Like 21 Questions is a record, like that's gonna live forever. Like a good song is just a good song. Don't get me wrong, you can make a record by yourself, but it's like some people just need like they just want the best result and they feel like
come
that's the
through,
way to
tweak
go.
this a little bit more, maybe say this line like this. You know,
Like
what
you
I'm
might
saying?
just have like the verses done, and be like, oh, I don't like the hook I did. I need a hook. And like this guy's just known for hooks.
Yeah, you know, and definitely there's a lot of people that came in, especially Biggie and all them, who had the females come in and do the hooks and stuff like
But I
that.
definitely write all my stuff though for sure.
And I like the fact that you are, you willing to write for other people. You know, in hip hop,
I was about to say, don't ever, stop your bag.
Yeah, because
People
look,
like
the
that.
people behind the scenes be getting money.
Yes,
I be
don't
telling you,
ever stop
the
it.
behind the
That cat,
scenes
like, Party Next
cats.
Door, that's why Party Next Door not pressed to drop no music.
He not pressed because he get all his bag is behind the scenes.
Yeah, he's been on like the last 10 albums that's dropped.
You know?
And no one knows about that.
Yeah.
And so let's go and touch about some of the other things, some of your other accomplishments, because we here to give out the flowers and all that. So
Appreciate it, man.
the flyest thing I've seen is the Vibe magazine. They talked about your Somebody record featuring Notebook P.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and set the scene for that. Start off for the day before the article actually released. Let's go ahead and let's see. Let me go and set the scene for us. Like, what was you doing earlier in the day, and you found out how was the vibes for that?
So that day, I think I was at the mall or something like that. I was definitely buying some shoes. I was trying to buy some Air Force Ones, and nobody had no Air Force Ones. It was crazy. Not Champs didn't have it.
To this
Foot
day.
Locker didn't
To
have
this
it.
day.
Probably to this day. They
To
probably,
this day,
you feel me?
I still can't find any.
I could not get no Air Force Ones, so I was like doing that like all day, and then like 5 people was texting me that Vibe magazine had posted me on like their story with like a swipe up thing, and then I swiped up and then like copied the link and put in my my bio, and then once I like really read it, I seen the editor was Dalton. He was around the scene back then, like in the 90s and stuff, like
Okay.
really, like he was like really outside. Like, he was like
Yeah,
the
he was
real
outside.
journalist. Like he was really like
you
there.
had to
like,
actually like back in the 90s, you
had
really
to
had
be
to be in the
outside.
hood to
Yeah,
really, like, you know what I'm
exactly.
saying. You couldn't talk to Nas unless you was up in the projects.
Right,
Where you couldn't
exactly.
talk to Hove unless you was in the projects.
Exactly.
That was real journalism. Now it's just like hit them up my IG,
yeah,
ask me a couple
exactly. You got to
questions.
do it face to face,
Like,
person to person.
But that's really what's real because you get that real interaction and stuff like that. So,
But yeah, he actually reached out to me before he's gonna do it, but he never said when he was gonna like do it. He was just like, "Yo, this video is hard. I'm gonna do something with like I'm gonna do an art." He didn't even say vibe. He's like, I'm gonna write about it.
okay.
And I was like, I bet, because he into so much stuff. I didn't know where it was gonna come from. For real.
And how was the feedback from that?
It was good. Like a lot of people didn't even know I could make like a slow record. Shout out to my guy Notebook P for like allowing me to collaborate with him, for real. That's my guy. He's from Boston.
Okay.
I met him while I was in school up there. But that whole like vibe was just lit. Making that song, everything. We made it in Boston. We shot it in Philadelphia.
Okay.
The video.
Shout out Philly. I do love Philly. Philly is definitely a
Yeah,
vibe.
Philly is a vibe, yeah.
Man, if y'all ain't been to Philly, I gotta go to Philly, man. Go ahead and go to Iskabobos. Go get you them chicken Phillies. You got it. Look, if you don't know, now you know. I'm telling you, if you ain't been to Iskabobos to get that chicken Philly, I'm telling you, you missing out.
It's
I gotta
like
check
that.
it out. I ain't never been. I gotta check it out for sure.
Oh
It's
my
like that.
God, it's like I think it's like downtown Philly. But I'm gonna read a little piece of your Vibe magazine because I know she has one last question. Because I was reading through the Vibe magazine article, and some really stood out to me that I don't think a lot of people. It's not really highlighted because I know you on your own path and stuff. But I feel like that should be highlighted as well because at the end of the day, you, even though your name is great, then you still come from greatness
Yeah, for sure.
and stuff like that. So. You Great Dame comes from a great lineage as he's the son of Damian D-Rock Butler, the notorious B.I.G. best friend and crew manager during the Junior Mafia early days.
For sure.
And I know you had a question about that.
So I just wanted to know, how did that kind of like influence you itself? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like even just that connection with you being that, like being
come on
so,
now, like
I'm not gonna just say it, but like you get what I'm saying.
That's legendary.
It's legendary,
get
and you
you.
are just connected. You get what I'm saying? Like, does that like give you another like, like you just really connected?
Like I know that builds the confidence, but I know you,
Yeah.
I respect the fact because
confidence and cautiousness too. It's
Yeah.
like I don't want to walk in a room and have people feel like I'm above them or something like that. 'Cause, like I got a lot to prove. I got stuff I got to do for myself and for others, for real. You feel me? Like, because if we like keeping it 100, like I'm my toughest critic. It's like I ain't do nothing yet. You know what I'm saying? Like I really gotta do something to even be like. But don't get me wrong. Like when it's like I met Pharrell and he was like, "Yo, you hip hop royalty." I'm like, I'm hip hop royalty.
like
you hip hop royalty.
No,
like
like Herb Gotti and all them. Like you was growing up hip hop for real. Like you know what I'm saying. Like you don't know. Not a lot of people really know that because it's like you real humble and you don't really speak on that because like you trying to etch out your own little lane and let people know like that is my deity. But at the end of the day, I am my own man.
Right.
For sure.
And so we still gotta get the flowers when the flowers is due because
even though, like,
that's hard.
Even though like I'm in that circle, like even, I could say even the same for Christian. Like I remember we were younger and like Puff would have